trance, and that time, you don't know how much time has gone by.
How do you manage that then? Do you set yourself a certain time to write? So that you keep grounded, you keep...
Well, the way I would be is, if I feel like, okay, I'm going to try and write today, and if I just feel it's just not going to happen, I don't do it. I just get up and do something else.
And if it's very intense, do you just keep going?
Well, you hope it's going to be intense. Yeah.
It's like, 5 hours, 6 hours, do you just keep writing when you're in that space?
That sounds like a long time to write. Usually, for me, on a first drafts are very hard. But usually, if you can, I think it's kind of like if you want this much, you have to sort of give this much time. But somewhere within that time, maybe there was 30 or 40 minutes that was just whoosh, and that happened. And if you get that, great. And if the rest was a lot of, I don't know, just picking up other books, but you have to be available to it. You've got to give it that much time. Then hopefully you get bits and pieces. But if you get like 2 or 3 pages that just kind of go, that's great, that's a great feeling, and great, that's fantastic. But probably you may not get something else for a few more days, even 2 weeks.
So if it flows easy, that's okay? Like, it doesn't have to be intense. Like if it's not intense, it has to be intense.
It's like fishing, I suppose. You're sort of sitting there for a long time, and then sometimes you might catch a fish, but fishermen still do it even when they don't catch a fish, and that's part of it. But the thing is as well that the waiting around can be very anxiety because you're worried about it, Yeah, but you have to be worried about it. If you're not sort of worried about it, you won't do it. So you have to constantly worry about it because it has to mean something to you. It has to be your life. It has to be your vocation, I suppose. And, that's the way it has to be for me. I know that sounds really intense, but...
And does it ever scare you, the energy of it?
No, it's a privilege. It's a privilege to, I don't know where it comes from. Look, this is not the talent I wanted. I wanted to play music. Honest to God, I would love to be a better guitar player than be a playwright. I don't know how I ended up being a playwright. I don't know. That just happened to be what I seem to be able to sort of do. But I feel it's like a privilege, and I don't want to let it just waste it. You know what I mean? I wanted to do as good as I can.
Alongside that intensity and the struggle, are there times of rest with it, where you have sort of brought those things out of yourself and you just feel...
Oh yeah, of course. There are times when you're not going to write at all. That's absolutely fine. You have to do that. You have to live your life. You have to be like a sponge and just be living. And then sometimes when you go to wring out the sponge, you just get a little few drops. But those little few drops have come from a lot of rain. So that's the way it sort of has to be. Yeah. Like I would not sort of go, right, at 8 o'clock in the morning I'm going to sit down and write until 8 o'clock tonight. That's a nightmare. Who would do that to themselves? I mean, that's awful. But if you kind of think today I'm going to be able to sort of sit down at about 2 o'clock today in the afternoon, I'm here now and I'm here till 5 o'clock. And if something happens between that and that, great. And sometimes it doesn't. But you can't give yourself a hard time either. If it's not going to happen, just don't do it. It's fine.
All right, we may leave it at that unless there's anybody else who'd like to ask one last question. Is there a last question coming up? No, there probably. Yeah, there we go.
Rewriting process. Is there anybody that you have that you really annoy with? When you have a look at this, is this good? Perhaps your wife or somebody to bounce off, basically, or are you against that kind of thing?
Oh no, you have to have somebody that you can trust. But also as well, if you're going to show something to somebody, you have to be prepared for them to tell you what's wrong with it, because what's the point? You have to. And often as well, the great thing, about giving something to somebody when they say that, what they say to you will probably be very obvious. It's probably something that is a problem, so, and you need that. You need someone to bounce things off. So, yeah. But also as well, a great thing to do if you're writing is to leave time after you've done it and not to really worry about it or look at it too much. Because then a week or 2 later when you look at it, the problems that are there are screaming at you and you're kind of going, God, how didn't I see that, But like I say, to get that much, you have to sort of be giving your work that much. Unfortunately, it takes that much time, but that's cool.
That's cool. All right, well, listen, Conor, good luck with The Gate, as in the Daphne du Maurier, nothing to do with Hitchcock, The Birds. And good luck also with Eclipse on RT television at the beginning of January, is it?
Woo, New Year's Day.
New Year's Day, is it? Oh, New Year's Day, okay. Conor McPherson.
Thank you.